How to fall into trance to see in the spirit. If you have not watched the part 1 of this video, I want you to go to my channel and search for how to fall into trance to receive prophetic message from God. When you search it on my channel, you will definitely see the video. I will enjoin you to watch the video because it will help you to see in the spirit, or that is the foundation on how to fall into trance to see in the spirit. And here is the part 2 of how to fall into trance to see in the spirit. I want you to pay attention to this teaching because this teaching will help you to receive prophetic message, and it will help your prophetic gift for him to become more sharp to receive prophetic message from God through trance. Now the Bible says something in Acts 22 from verse 17. Is that when Paul went to the temple of Jerusalem to pray, the Bible said after Paul had prayed, he received a trance, or he fell into a trance where God ministered to him to leave Jerusalem. Paul insisted to stay in Jerusalem, but God gave him reasons why he need to leave Jerusalem at that moment. The passion for souls that Saul had for souls in Jerusalem was high, but God don't want Paul to be in Jerusalem at that moment. So you see that it is very important in the prophetic. We receive prophetic message from God through trance. And if you don't believe in trance, you might miss many revelations or God's knowledge or remas for you through trance. Because so many people who don't believe in trance have missed the message God have for them because they don't believe in trance. As believers, we need to fall into trance at times to receive prophetic message. Yes, trance is not self-induced. Trance is not self-induced. You don't make it happen by your power, by your effort, or by your decision. Trance is God initiated. It is God that initiates trance. But we can also invite the Spirit of God, or for God to make us fall into trance to receive prophetic message concerning a particular matter, concerning a particular situation that bother us in our heart or in our mind. So we can invite God or the Spirit of God to initiate trance within us when we position ourselves spiritually, or when we focus on God to initiate the trance within us. Then we can receive the prophetic message or revelation from God. As a prophet or as a believer, if you don't believe in trance, or if you don't know how to invite the presence of God or to host the presence of God to initiate trance into matters that you desire to receive revelation from, if you don't know how to host the presence of God to fall into trance to receive prophetic message, then there is an issue. Because sometimes we receive prophetic message through trance. There are times God will give you revelations, will give you message through trance. Imagine if Paul did not believe in trance, he would have said it is not God that is communicating to him. But God passed an important message to Paul, even Peter and Balaam through trance. So child of God, you need to believe in trance and know how to fall into trance to see in the spirit. How do one fall into trance to see in the spirit? I want you to know that God speaks to our spirit. Our spirit is like antenna that search things in the realm of the spirit to give us information of God And if our spirit is not active, our spirit is dull, our spirit is not focused to receive prophetic message from God, then we will find it hard to see in the spirit. We will find it hard to fall into trance. Many persons will tell you, I don't know how trance look like. I've never fallen into trance, because their spirit is so noisy, their spirit is so disturbed that their spirit can't position to host the presence of God, for God to initiate trance into their visions or into their life, for them to receive prophetic message. The Bible said in Proverbs 20, it said, the spirit of a man is the candle of the Lord. The spirit of a man is the candle of the Lord, that the Lord used to search the things in the belly. So the spirit of a man is so active that he operates in the spiritual realm to give informations to man, or helps man to receive prophetic message, either through dream, either through open vision, either through trance. Are we together now? So God speaks to our spirit, not directly to our soul. It is Satan that tends to speak directly to our soul by manipulating us through feelings, through different things, for us to be able to do things against God. But God speaks to our spirit. I want you to know that God speaks to our spirit, not actually our soul. When our spirit receive it, the soul tend to start searching things from the spirit to process it. Are we together now? So for one to fall into trance, the spirit must be energetic, the spirit must be quickened, the spirit must be active. That is what I mean, because the spirit is the antenna at which it will operate in the spirit to receive prophetic message from God or to fall into trance. Now, there are things you need to do to focus your spirit or to activate your spirit to be active, for God to initiate trance within you. When you are quiet physically, like you close your eyes, you are pondering on situations or what you want to receive prophetic message about. When you not quiet yourself physically, your spirit spiritually will not be quiet to search things in the spirit, to process things in the spirit, for God to initiate that trance within you. Look at the Bible. The Bible said that when Paul went to the temple to pray, it means that Paul has engaged in spiritual exercise that quicken the spirit. Are we together now? Falling into trance is not just performing the physical activities like playing music, cool music that will activate your spirit. It's beyond that. That is the essence. Several persons engage in such activities. They quiet themselves. They are there for 1 hour, yet they are not receiving message. Yet their spirit is wandering around like they are being distracted, like they are being pulled out from the main thing they're supposed to receive information from. Are we together now? Because their spirit has not processed or is not energetic, the antenna of their spirit to initiate or host that presence of God that will initiate that trance within them. Is not there. Are we together now? Is not there. So that is the essence. As believers, you must engage in spiritual exercise. This spiritual exercise help to build your spirit to be energetic, so that your spirit can be able to search for the appropriate information, so that God's presence will initiate that prophetic flow, will initiate that trance within you. So what will you do to train your spirit? And basically focusing on the spirit, because that's the major part that will help you to fall into trance, to see in the spirit or receive prophetic message from God. If your spirit is not energetic or not being activated, you may do all those physical activities and yet not still receive prophetic message or see in the spirit. That is the essence. I'm focusing on the major thing, which is the word, the spirit. So how can you activate your spirit or make your spirit to be energetic? 1, through prayer. 2, through fasting. 3, through worship. 4, through the word. 5, laying the prayer wash time. Laying the prayer wash time is also necessary. The prayer wash time is a process where angel moves, where the spirit of God moves as well. The Bible said in Genesis 3 that in the cool of the evening, God always come to fellowship with Adam. It means that there are times God moves at any time. The presence of God is everywhere. But there are times where the spirit of God is energetic, where angels moves, where there are flows of God, that at that particular time, when you fellowship with God, when you have intimacy with God, the glory of God will rub within your spirit. The glory of God will have a contact with your spirit. This time, help your spirit to receive more from God, to become more energetic. At this time, your spirit can be so more energetic that the glory of God within you, when you have in contact with your spirit, can initiate spiritual or prophetic message, can initiate trust within you, can initiate revelation, can initiate direction, can initiate remas. It all depends what that spirit want to initiate within you. Are we together now? So prayer, fasting, worship, studying the scriptures, and learning how to fellowship with God and have intimacy with God with the spiritual wash time, with the appropriate wash time. You know, the Bible has specific time where there are some spiritual events take place, where there are where some spiritual things take place or are being initiated. If you don't know how this happens, you may miss some process. There are times, maybe 9, 6 a.m., 3 a.m., I will teach you the wash hour in my next video. This time can eventually help your spirit to be quiet. It help your spirit to be quiet, make your spirit to be energetic, align your spirit with the spirit of God, make your spirit eternal to be quickened to receive from God. Look at, the Bible said Paul never initiated that trance, but there was a time Paul went to the temple to pray. It means that Paul had been going there at that particular time, or Paul has been going, so initiating, energizing his spirit. So at that moment, the glory of God that Paul has gotten, that Paul has gathered within his spirit, was strong enough to us to initiate that trance at that moment. Are we together now? So while Paul was praying, he just prayed. Immediately he fell into trance. So there was a presence of God that hosts that trance. Paul himself never wanted that vision, because he struggled with that vision that was the essence. I came here to preach the gospel, to deliver the people, to set them free, to preach the gospel and to bring them to the body of Christ. But yet you want me to leave. So Paul never wanted that trance. He never wanted that vision. He never wanted that revelation. But because Paul has energized his spirit, has quickened his spirit, has hosted the presence of God, he makes his spirit alambatana to initiate that trance to receive from God. Are we together now? So it is not just all about the physical activities, it is all about the spirit. The spirit, the spirit, the spirit of God within you is energized, or you pollute your spirit every day with different kinds of things. You don't quiet your spirit by meditating, by fellowshipping. You don't obey spiritual watch hour. You violate spiritual watch hour. Time you're supposed to pray, you don't pray, you are gossiping. Time you're supposed to read the word, you are watching TV. This pollute your spirit. It hinder your spirit not to initiate or host the presence of God, to receive prophetic message from God. Instead for you to be hearing from God more, you'll be hearing from Satan. Are we together now? Instead for you to be receiving from God more, you'll be receiving from Satan, because the things you are doing are those things that initiate demons, and those things that initiate things of the wicked ones. So thereby, when God is communicating to you, you don't know, you hinder the flow of God's presence and God's glory. Are we together now? So while people are quieting, doing the physical, and they see their mind wandering around, their mind is off from the place they want to receive vision from. They see themselves, they are tired, they are not worried, anxiety is causing, because their spirit is not energetic. Before you have to engage in that physical one, like quieting your mind, playing music, keep quiet and just be there, close your eye and hold it. Before you do that, you have to energize your spirit, my dear. Because if you don't energize your spirit, you are going to fight so well in the spirit that you will be broken, you will be tired of it as well, because your spirit is not energetic. This video is getting too long. I will do the part 3 of this video. I want you to practice, pay attention to your spirit, because your spirit is the candle of the Lord that God will minister to. If you are blessed by this video, please like this video and follow this page if you want more videos like this. God bless you, and see you in my next video.